How's it going? Just give me a second, I'm just trying to check a couple of things. Making sure that we're streaming to YouTube. Okay. Hello, hello. All right. Let's see. Okay. All right. Well, hello everyone. How's it going? Seronis, how are you doing? I'm great, thank you. Also had Hungry Panda there in the chat as well, so hi Hungry Panda. Let's go, let's go. Okay, we are testing the Belabox today. I've had the Belabox for a while. And it's been the first time I've tested it in some time. Oh, actually, I'm just going to check one other thing. That's one of the tests that I'm doing for today. One of those includes an auto update of titles. I'm wondering if that worked. And I don't think so. I don't think it updated. Alright, give me a second. Ah, okay, alright, I need to work on it. So Monday, this is one part of today's itinerary. Monday, I created some code during a live stream, and in that code, the purpose of it was to retrieve what is the title on Twitch and YouTube, and then update the title on Kick. And so basically, all you need to do as a live streamer is put your title in one place, which for my setup is Restream, put it in there, and then once I'm live, StreamerBot would retrieve the current title on Twitch and then copy and paste it over to Kick. But it doesn't appear to be working, so there's an issue there. So need to work on it. Yeah. Alright, correct. The thing is, apparently, this type of code will only work when you're live. So it's not something that you can test offline. So while I did that code and stuff offline from Kick, you know, to test it out, which was today, you have to be live. So I was hoping once I changed scenes to Cam 1 or the live scene in OBS, that's when it would retrieve the title and update it for Kick. But yeah, I need to look at that again. Alright, the other part of today's stream is the other part is I'm using a different chat app. I've been using Moblin for a while, and I really like how it works, and I'm used to it as I've been using it for maybe 3, 4, 5 plus months now. They've made gradual updates, improved it. It's free as a part of Moblin as well, so there's no additional cost. But using a Belabox, the chat app features don't really work, especially for YouTube, because, well, you have to go live inside of Moblin, I think, for it to pick up on the YouTube side of stuff. Oh, so I had the message there, but it didn't actually update. I wonder if the title is too long. I'm looking at StreamBuddy. So that's the chat app I'm using. But it's really quite weird for me switching from Moblin chat to something else. And I've heard a lot about StreamBuddy. I've tried it out, but this is my first time sort of really digging into it. It reminds me a lot of a chat app I used before, which was called IRL Chat. Yeah, it's decent. I'm noticing one quirk that I hope they update, and that is when I have a message from Streamlabs go out to Twitch, Kick, and YouTube, you can inside of StreamBuddy turn off or ignore a user, but it appears to be only ignoring users with the username for Twitch only. So I have my bot name on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube, they're all the same. So whenever I'm seeing in my chat bot notifications go through Twitch and Kick, they're also I'm still getting those bot messages as TTS. So yeah, whereas good old Moblin wouldn't. If you put a username in to be ignored for the TTS features, it's going to ignore that username regardless of what platform it's coming from, which is fantastic. StreamBuddy is decent, yeah. So yeah, we are trying out StreamBuddy. I have purchased it, or rather, for the first time, I've subscribed to StreamBuddy so that I can also hear messages from YouTube. I don't know if that's working though. Yo, StreamBuddy. You like it? Yeah, well, I particularly like how it's split screen. And you can have browser tabs on the top and your chat at the bottom. So that's something I really loved about IRL Chat. I was a really big fan of it. They stopped working on it, and I believe it got pulled from the marketplace. So I don't know if that's been re-added or what the situation is with IRL Chat, but it was really good. Nah, I don't think you need to. Well, at least so far. I've got it for, what, 2 months? So when you're a first-time subscriber to StreamBuddy, you get 30 days for free, and then you pay after your first month. So during that time, I'm going to try it out. I'll try and use the Belabox more as well. But in particular, what I was hoping to do today is test out the Belabox for Armageddon Expo, which is New Zealand's biggest pop culture event. I don't know if it's the biggest conference or convention overall, but it's right up there. There'll be thousands of people at Armageddon Expo over the weekend. It starts today, Friday, right through until Monday. And they've got some really, really good guests coming as well. Some names you might recognise. Let's see, they've got Elijah Wood, who's going to be here. You know, Frodo from Lord of the Rings. They've got Andy Serkis, who did the voice of Gollum, actually the mocap too. They've got Evangeline Lilly, I believe she's here. I don't know if there's been any cancellations, but who else? There's another name, it's at the top of my head, but yeah, there's some really good guests this year. Yeah, no. The thing is, they are very strict against video and photography inside the sessions. So when a guest, they ask them questions, the crowd can ask questions and things like that. In the early days of Armageddon Expo, they were pretty cool about it. But yeah, definitely the rules now, and maybe for a while. So I'm going to go into a couple of the sessions, have a listen, and then I'll stream after. Yeah, very exciting. Yeah, and that's what we've got all this gear today we're testing. I want to see if this is going to cut it for us. Who's the other guest? Oh, John Boyega. He's the other guest. And lots of others. Like the banner rolling at the top. Wait a minute, what banner? I want to see. Oh, okay, yeah, so that's all custom made inside of OBS. In fact, I believe I talk about, at least in the top right corner for you guys, where it rotates between the time, date, and location. So I have that as a video on my YouTube channel if you did want to find out how I do that using StreamerBot OBS. And basically it's just some text fields up there inside of OBS, and then StreamerBot will update them for you. And then you can add a transition. I use I forget which transition it is, Pixelate transition, when I swap out the text from one thing to the other. But a sec. I can add relay bitrate to the top. Oh yeah, I've seen some pretty cool features that folks have been doing to their streams, to Stream Buddy, all sorts. So I'm going to be looking at that. I'm going to try and fully explore what Stream Buddy can do. I'm still pretty biased towards Moblin chat. Maybe it's a recency bias, but you know, we'll see. But yeah, that one critique I have with ignored users, I wish it would apply across other platforms like Kick and YouTube. I also don't know if the YouTube side is working. It's part of the options for it. Okay. Get asked here. Yeah, exactly. So that's something that I got very early on was what is the time there? It's daylight. Whoa, what's going on? You know, where are you? So those are some very common questions I get. So I decided to put those as overlays in my stream. Now people still do ask though, but not as much. And hey, Matt, how's it going? Sure. How is the Philippines treating you? I'd started watching your VOD, and you were going over your setup there and Wi-Fi issues. So I'm going to help out your YouTube watch time, hopefully. I don't know if lives count. It's pretty, oh no. I did notice that you came to some conclusions that I did, at least for South Korea. So while I was over there, I was using a Wise card. So one of my flatmates said, yeah, these are really good for traveling. But okay, sure. So I had a Wise card when I was in South Korea. So keep in mind, if you ever travel further than just the Philippines, if you go to South Korea, so Wise card's really good. Use that to pay for stuff. And I used the Klook app in order to get a 5G unlimited plan while I was in Seoul. But you've got to check all the details for that stuff. You know, is Hotspot enabled? That's one thing. Is there a what they call a cap on your data? All that sort of stuff. Is it 4G, 5G? I don't know what the Philippine situation is with 5 gigahertz, but I've been hearing Japan 5 gigahertz, that band is not allowed. So yeah, daily limits. Yeah, so daily limits. So there was one. And at least for South Korea, I had a really good 5G unlimited plan with go away bug with a hotspot enabled, and then also got a portable hotspot. I don't know if that's the thing to do in the Philippines, but I had a portable hotspot which was unlimited 4G with no caps, and you could connect up to 3 devices. But boy, it was not cheap. Yeah, that setup wasn't cheap, but connection was good. You know, I was able to stream most places. There were a couple that were a bit sus and not great, especially the bridge I went to a couple of times. But connectivity in South Korea was good. Hopefully it gets better for you, Mid-Mad. I'll be trying to tune in. Glad you're okay, Alright, back to, let's see. Yeah, so I got the Belabox. Thank you, Mid-Mad, as well, for this Belabox, which I've got in my good old IRL backpack. Yeah, I've got everything in there. I'm using Stream Buddy over here in order to have my little tabs along the top. So I have one which is a Stream Deck, which I haven't had in forever. It looks like StreamerBot and their StreamerBot decks are working. So at least in this app, they're not having to reload every time I bring up a tab. It was getting pretty frustrating on, I think, Moblin. Moblin, I was able to load them in their browser. Me too. Yes, it is. Yeah. So I was thinking, what we're going to need is no RTMP wireless for the Action 4, because this convention I'm going to, Armageddon, is not on the scale of PAX. So that's what our friends Mid-Mad and Deadly, they went to last week or week before. And I was taking notes. It looks like wireless you need to try and avoid. I don't have an iPad, so I can't use like an iPad and Moblin. So I figured this would probably be the best sort of setup that I've got available. And that is good old Orange Pi 5 Plus. I have swapped out the 3D printed case for the one that Mid-Mad gave me. I figured with the metal it's going to help keep it cool. Cool, you know, and also got the fan in there to help as well. So we have, at the bottom, we've got the DJi mic mini receiver plugged in. So the receiver, I think it's going to have better connectivity than the mic connected to the Action 4. So I think that Osmo audio technology, the range is really limited. Maybe 5-10 meters, and that's line of sight, not much other, you know, connections and things getting in the way. But a receiver, I think it's going to do better than the Mic 2 mic mini connected to the Action 4. So we're using the audio from here into the Belabox. This cable, which is USB-A, is connected to the Action 4. So this one into the Action 4. So that's our video, audio, the mic mini. We have the Wi-Fi adapter that Mid-Mad gave me. That one is the best one out of all the. I think I've got like 6 of them at home, and they are all TP-Link. They're not as good as this one. Oh, actually, is that the right one? That might not be the right one. Anyway, it's working so far. And that little Wi-Fi adapter, that is connected to the hotspot of my S23 Ultra. So today we're a one phone setup. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, maybe it's these little ones here. Perhaps they overheat really easily or something. But yeah, mid-mats, however you got that one mid-mat, that one has been the best out of the 5-6 that I have, that I bought from my local shop. But yeah, we're doing a wireless here for the mobile hotspot from the S23 Ultra. But we've also got an Ethernet cable connected to the Nighthawk M2. The Nighthawk M2 is also in the bag. And that's in the front. TP-Link dongles for my setup. Okay. That model number for the unit? Nano AC 600. Oh yeah. So let's see. I forget which ones I had, but the first two I bought were the wrong ones. They were only 2.4 gigahertz. They weren't dual band. So I think that was like the 100 or the 200s. So that was a mistake. I should have just exchanged them straight away. So they're at home somewhere. And then the ones after that, they're dual band. The speeds are okay. And then they've got a newer one which is faster. But I've found with all of them, they can be quite temperamental, like heat-wise and such. So I might actually have the 600s. I don't know if there's one before that. And you also have a 1300. Yeah, so I think that was probably the best one. The best speeds and everything. Bit pricey though. Oh, okay. Maybe it's just my bag. But this bag is clearly not the best for as an IRL backpack. You know, it'll keep everything dry, but you know, there's not much breathing happening. I like the size, so that's the build quality of the bag is really nice, but and the size I like, but breathing, that's something I need to work on. You see? Yeah, so I got the Nighthawk M2, Making Machine Go for this one, and we've got a 10,000 mAh battery bank to keep the Nighthawk charged. That is currently on can't see the battery. It's too bright. I can't see the battery on that. 91%. So I think from my previous tests and things that this 10,000 will last about 4 to 5 hours, something like that. And for Armageddon Expo, the day that I plan on going, I think there's got to be plenty. 4 to 5 hour live stream. Honey, geez, how's it going? I'm doing great, thank you. How are you? We are testing the Belabox today, something we haven't done in a little while. I think, based on my experience watching other folks' streams, that the Belabox is probably going to be the more reliable out of the things that I have, at least for the weekend. We've got a big convention, you've got a lot of interference, a lot of Bluetooth, a lot of Wi-Fi, a lot of cellular connections everywhere. I think the issues I've been experiencing is possibly either with the microphone, wireless to the Action 4, or from the Action 4 RTMP into my phone. So by eliminating as much of that as possible, I think we're going to fare better for Armageddon Expo. And let's see, Saturday would be a busier day. There's going to be thousands and thousands of people on the Saturday, especially around midday. But I'm thinking Sunday could, you know, there's still plenty of people on that day. Monday is fairly quiet of all the days. And today, I don't think they actually really have anything on the Friday, unless they've expanded it properly. Usually it's just the VIP experiences on the Friday. Not really practical. Could be ideal for Texas weather. Okay. So just going to scroll back a little bit in the chat here. Going to the Sunday one. Can't wait. My first time. Wow. Really? Hungry Panda. First time Armageddon? Okay, well. Hope you have a good time. Take some food. I don't know if I'll be able to fit any food in my bag. That's the thing. I think the food was okay. It was alright. From memory. My main thing would be coffee. I think I would be okay without like food, but I'll need a coffee. And they've got a cafe there, and they usually have at least one other sort of booth thing where they serve coffee. That model number. Yeah, I don't know if you were able to find it. I think it just came with the Belabox or Orange Pi 5 Plus from memory Matt. So I remember asking a while back, and yeah, I think that was the case. He just got it with it or something like that. But if you're able to find it, great. Yeah, I think it's just like some no-name brand Wi-Fi adapter, but for whatever reason, it's been the best thing I've tried so far. Okay, I think I saw most of these messages. You know, I don't appear. Oh, thank you, Honey Chicks. Thank you for the prime sub. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Was there a message with that? Well, thanks to you. I've got my Belabox in action for running. Nice. Nice. How are you doing? Are you doing RTMP? Like, something that I've learned after three, maybe 4 years of IRL live streaming at least once a week throughout all that time is you need the gear for the situation. I think for most of my live streams in the city, good internet, not that much interference, pretty low-key events, the Moblin setup is my go-to. It's lighter, there's less things. Like, I could run it with just my S23 and my iPhone. You know, that could be like my bare bones setup and stream for maybe 1 or 2 hours. I want to put a link in IRL streaming channel of an IRL enclosure I want to try. Put a link? What do you mean, Sonius? Oh, you put a link in there of one you want to try. I was watching a couple of shorts today, and there were some pretty cool cases, enclosures. Oh, you put one. Okay, thank you. I'll have a look. Hello. You know, when I started up the stream, there were a couple of things I missed from using Moblin. One of those was being able to see a live preview or snapshot of what's happening in OBS. Because I was thinking, oh, I could have a look, see if I'm actually streaming there. And I couldn't. So, oh, oops. And then realized, oh, I hadn't actually started streaming with the Belabox. So I had to go into the remote, press start, and then the video was being sent from the action for Belabox through the Nighthawk and the Ultra here back to my computer. I could see it in the, like I got a Twitch preview here so I can see my stream. You can connect OBS with, yeah, so I guess that's one of the things you can do with a subscription. So they have some paywall features, and I'll be looking at those. I only just signed up to it yesterday. So there's a few things that I will need to get used to, you know. I think it'd be good to have a video on this to stream about as a alternative, because I really only have at the moment IRL chat and the video on IRL link. IRL link has kind of fallen to the wayside a little bit. Holy moly, what was that? So you thought RTMP is the only way to get action for them open? Well, if you've got an iPad, you can connect action 4 via USB. But I believe, since I don't have an iPad, I believe the screen has to be on. So unlike RTMP, where you can turn the screen off, save some power, etc., with a USB-C connection, screen has to be on. Pretty smooth, but a bit frame lag, so I guess I have to lower the frame FPS. Today I'll test at 25 FPS, but that's the lowest FPS on the Action 4 with 1080p. Well, you're going to have some lag. Also, because there's a couple places you can adjust the lag for the Action 4 into Moblin. So one of them is under, I think, DJi devices, or is it the RTMP server section? I don't have my iPhone on me today. I wanted to see if I could get by without the iPhone. Yeah, so there's an area in there where latency, I believe, where you can adjust the latency via RTMP. But the lower the number, the more chances you're going to have of glitching, video, audio glitching, that kind of thing. So the recommended latency is about 2000 milliseconds or 2 seconds of latency. Yeah. So if you have around 2000, you're going to have less of those audio glitches, things like that happening. But it's kind of like a trade-off. Yeah. I wouldn't mess with that number. So that's one place that you don't want to adjust things. What you could do is, if you're wanting to try and sync things between the external camera of the Action 4 and your internal cameras of the iPhone, there is an area in the debug section where you can adjust delay there. You could also, one thing I found is increase the stabilization mode. So if you have it on none for the internal cameras, and you could change that to standard, cinematic extended, I think, then that it can add lag to those other cameras, but when you switch to them, it can be a little jarring. So it's kind of like a trial and error thing, what you prefer. But so personally, I just keep the Action 4 on default. Yes, I try not to rely on real-time footage from the Action 4 in Moblin. Just use what you see inside of Moblin for composition, and then try and get used to the lag. Yeah, unfortunately, if you want real-time, you can't get better than the internal cameras. Also, cheers guys. I am really curious about the internal cameras of the new iPhones. I've heard good things about it. The 17 Pro Max, even the Air. I thought that might have the most struggles when it comes to streaming. Some folks on the Moblin Discord, they've been streaming with the Air 17 Pro Max, and I forget which model, but someone's been able to do a 4K 60 stream for over an hour. I think it might have been Eric or one of the other mods. And I believe they only just sort of hit the yellow fire icon. But 4K 60, that's crazy. Crazy. But it's good to know that, eh? I know, right? I'm able to get by with my iPhone 11. There's a lot of tweaking involved. And if you've got a newer model, especially the 17s, you have less to worry about with overheating, from what I've heard. But you can also, stream with an older phone like what I've got. They're able to handle it okay. You've got to take the SIM card out and tweak this, tweak that. But yeah, iPhone manages to handle all the processors though. Yeah. I suppose it also depends what the temperature is like where you are. A Mini. Yeah, I know folks who have, I've got the 11 Pro, we've got A few folks have the 12, 13, 14 Pro Max, like all sorts of iPhones, and people have been able to stream with them. I think if you don't go too crazy with some of the features, or just learn what the limits are, then you can do a lot with it. Like, there's so much you can do. They're like widgets and front, back cameras. You could have like so many other little picture-in-picture modes. Maybe a widget for this, widget for that. So I've basically trimmed mine down. So only what I need, which is the external camera action for. That's all I really want, just that. But it's nice to be able to have a screen share. Or maybe the front camera, back camera occasionally. Personal phone. Yeah, I'm on these ones for a while. The Ultra, I don't pay off till next year. I've got a feeling as well that the next iPhones, they're going to have that square sensor on the back, maybe on the main camera. I think they might do something like that. Apparently Moblin has support for using your phone in portrait style like this, but the front facing camera will be in landscape. I love that. I think it's more natural to hold your phone like this, but to also have that 16:9 video from the front facing camera. So that's the one that I've been using the most. So I would like do this and hold it sideways. And maybe the back camera. So I think next year they might have a square sensor on the back, maybe the back main one, and then they might add it to the, maybe they'll do the ultra wide. It'd be great if they just did all three on the back. I have an idea. Not sure if you shared it with you. Not really practical. It could be ideal for Texas weather. Oh, okay. So put a link. Okay, right. Sorry, yes. So put a link in the IRL streaming channel of Discord. Enclose you want to try. Put a link. Okay. So what I want is like a light enclosure that'll keep the encoder cool. Although the Orange Pi is pretty good. Personal phone. Also in Singapore. Oh yeah, very. I think the one time I've been to Singapore, I was there for I think about 2 days. Yeah, it's a very short trip, not long enough to explore properly, check out the theme parks, etc. But yeah, it's very memorable for me because I did a cruise there, and that was the last stop. So I was on the top deck where the pools and stuff are, and I wanted to take a photo of the arrival into Singapore. And the camera in my bag, the second I pulled it out, it instantly fogged up. And whoa, okay. I'm not used to that, not that kind of humidity. So I had to wait a couple of minutes, wait for the camera to adjust, climatize, and then I could take a photo. Yeah, I would love to. I like, maybe a different time of the year, but it was too much for me when I went there. As we got in, and from there, I forget how we got to our hotel. Probably a cab. Got to the cab, and then there was like a place where we were going to dinner. So from the hotel, we walked outside. The minute the doors opened, we knew we couldn't walk to the restaurant. So we went, cab? Okay. It was too humid for us. Yeah, we're quite used to our cold temperatures. Us frosty kiwis, like penguins. They take us a little while to adjust. Oh yeah. So our room, our hotel was nice, perfect. But there was like nothing between us and the restaurant, and it was a short 10-20 minute walk. It was a nothing walk, but it was just so humid for us we couldn't do it. And I'm the type that says, oh, it's only 10 minutes away. Well, let's just walk there. Just 10 minutes. Come on. But even then, the humidity got to us that day. We're like, nah. I think we got to the footpath and that was it. Cab. Yeah, but great aircon at the ferry building that we disembarked. So the aircon there, perfect. Cab to the hotel, perfect. Walk out the hotel, nah. Oh, I think we did do a, what do you call it, a bus tour, one of those. We did one of them. Not end of year, because it's monsoon and lowest temperatures. Oh, okay. Yikes. All right. Yeah, I think it was in the 30s. So we had already gone through Bali. So this trip was something else. It was the final cruise of a P&O cruise ship called the Pacific Pearl, and they left from here, Auckland, to Australia. They went up along the coast of the east side, so somewhere in Sydney, then somewhere in Queensland, Darwin. So it was my first time visiting there. I really like Darwin. But that was only, what, a half day in Darwin. From Darwin, Komodo Island, Bali, and then Singapore. So that little trip to Singapore, well, that cruise from here to Singapore to Hong Kong, where Hong Kong Disney is, and then back to Auckland. That whole trip, which was a couple of weeks, that was cheaper than a trip to Japan. So we were doing the math and go, oh wow, you know, our budget can't cover the flights and accommodation and spending money. Whereas that cruise I told you about, Southeast Asia trip, everything was covered. Accommodation, cruise ship, Hong Kong, flights, the whole lot. But that year was also, Rugby World Cup. So it's going back a few years. And that was in Japan, so prices and everything went way up. I've heard that Japan can be expensive, depending where you stay, etc. Flights and stuff, but yeah, it was even more so that year. So it seemed like the better option. Oh, well, yeah, you know what I mean. Sevens, yeah. I don't know how big it is now, but it was really big around that time, Sevens. Okay, we're gonna test out the setup rather than being stationary, because I won't be doing that on for Armageddon Expo. Oh wow, really? Wow, you've got all the things over there. You're lucky. A bit like our Aussie neighbours, they get all the events and things. Can you see my bag? Maybe I'll just grab the tripod. Yeah, I'll just grab the camera. Right, so this Stream Buddy, this one I'm using to hear you guys. Okay, oh, thank you. What we use, the Mac Mini? Oh, I think, wait, is it a typo? It should be Mic Mini. That's this microphone here. So maybe I've got a typo in my title. Yeah, so we've got the transmitter receiver combo today. So the transmitter is where it normally is, on my chest, pointed towards my mouth. Okay, and then inside the bag, we've got the Belabox for Orange Pi 5 Plus. We've got Ethernet connection. We've got USB-C for power. We've got the Mic Mini receiver plugged into the Bella. We've got a USB-A cable plugged into the bottom of the Orange Pi 5 Plus, and that cable is plugged into the Action 4, which I'm holding. So there's the rest of the cable, and the other bit connected to the camera. Mic Mini, yeah, that's what it should say in the title, Mic Mini. So I've got the cable coiled up in the bottom. It's supposed to be kind of like a buffer, like a sponging for the bottom of the Belabox, because we've got the receiver here and I've coiled it up, so that should bounce along the bottom and hopefully won't damage our Mic Mini receiver or reduce anything like that. Now you probably want a better enclosure or whatever for everything, maybe like a gridded, but I don't have time to do that before the weekend, which is when Armageddon Expo is. Well, it's starting today actually. We've got the Anker 250 watt battery bank, which is on 94% battery, so it says 16 hours remaining estimated. Correct, yeah. So that is a mini computer essentially, powered by USB-C into the Anker battery bank. This cable here is an Ethernet, so it's going to give us a stable connection for the Belabox. So you need one that's stable, and we also have the Wi-Fi from the S23 Ultra. So in the front pocket, we've got the 10,000 mAh battery bank for the Nighthawk M2, which is on the outside. So Nighthawk on the outside, 10,000 to charge or keep the Nighthawk charged. Should give it about 4 or 5 hours of battery. Close that. So I've got this little cable here going into the bag to the Belabox. Do have the Ulanzi JJ02 mini tripod if I did need to switch to phone streaming. But that's basically my IRL backpack here. And this is sort of keeping it all together, keeping it all separated. So just close that up like so. Inside our stream buddy. And just enter a command. Okay, cool. Why did it read my username out twice? Okay. Yeah, my chat message. See, Cliffcrate says in, Cliffcrate says in. So one of those is from Twitch, other one from Kick. I don't appear to be getting any messages from YouTube, and I have connected it. So let's just check over our tabs. So we've got our StreamerBot deck at the top. We've got a stream preview from Twitch to preview our audio, check our stream. Not Wi-Fi, it's actually Ethernet. So it's a physical cable. So this little, see this little light grey translucent cable plugged into the Bella? So that is connected to the Nighthawk. So I've got a physical connection between the Nighthawk and the Belabox. So we don't have to worry about it disconnecting, whereas that can happen with Wi-Fi. But we do also have Wi-Fi too. So the other adapter, so you see down here? So that adapter is a Wi-Fi, and it's connected to the mobile hotspot of the S23 Ultra down here. Okay, so that is a lot more fickle. That could disconnect or something. The Wi-Fi adapter could overheat or whatever. But you know, we've got our extra one here. Now, the thing I'm most concerned about is this cable, the USB-C. That one could unplug and then the Belabox will shut off. It hasn't happened, but it could. So ideally, the best thing is if you could lock all these down so that nothing comes loose, which has been a problem with Belaboxes in the past, like the Jetson Nano. It was very fickle. It could turn off really easily. I don't know. I think it could be tidier. Like, I don't like all these cables sort of crossing over each other, that kind of thing. But yeah, could always be better. Okay. At the moment, haha. Now, let's see, our S23 Ultra is on 72% battery. I've got the Belabox remote. I've actually bumped up the maximum bitrate to 8,000. That's what I had it set to in Moblin. So I was curious, you know, what will happen. Oh, we are on 8,000. So I've got quite a lot of bitrate going back to OBS. But I think out of OBS it is 6,000 something. I forget what I put in there for that. Masinga, how's it going? I got like a notification that you did like a midnight stream or something. Why? Why? Because, there we go, that sounds like a perfectly valid reason. Alright. Okay, so, temperature of the Belabox, we're looking at 46.2 degrees Celsius. So that's actually decent, I think. I think you're in worry territory when you're around 50 and up. Time gate. Pogo end. Oh, okay, got it. Leveled up, nice. Oh yeah, they recently adjusted everyone's levels. I was kind of disappointed in a way. I was trying to get to level 42. You know, 42 meaning of life. There's the group level 42. So I was looking forward. I was trying to get there, and I was like a couple thousand, what do you call it, points or whatever, away from level 42. But they did the level change, and now I'm at 50 something, and I was like, oh man. Oh man. I do like that I don't have as far to go to get to the next level, because man, some of those numbers were high. Yes. So that is our next target, the magic number. The magic number one, level 69. So 42 would have been milestone 1. So I guess we've done that. I was looking forward to it though, and now 69 is the next one. What's after that? I don't know. It's all downhill, right? Okay, right. So I have quick actions. These are tabs that I had in IRL chat. So from when I originally set up my Stream Buddy, I was basically copying what I had in there to this one, with the addition of the Belabox remote. Now, so far I like this, but the thing is I don't know if YouTube messages are coming through when they should be. So I'm just going to jump over to YouTube. The other thing, I don't know if TTS will work in the background, so I'm curious about that. So that's one thing I really liked about IRL chat. Yeah, IRL chat, TTS will work in the background even with the phone turned off. Whereas IRL link, it would work for a couple seconds and then stop working. Oh yeah, MediaTek. Hey, hope you've been doing well. Armageddon Expo. Okay, just looked it up. So I've got a couple of messages in there. I'm just going to go back to Stream Buddy, see if they're actually in there. Okay, just looked it up. MediaTek. Yeah? Well, I did get a notification when we had a Prime sub. Some other alerts not coming through. MediaTek, where are you, MediaTek? Where's your message? Oh, okay. What will you use the Mac Mini for? How about before that? No, I don't think it came through, really. Alright, 1 second. I need to move out of the sun. I'm boiling here. Don't know. So I gave you some, and it showed emotes on the screen. Okay. Well, thank you. I need to. The only thing that I got was the Prime sub alert in the chat. Yeah, so for me inside of Stream Buddy, it says Honeydick subscribed with Prime. So that I got that alert. Oh, okay, let's move. Need to find some shade. I am going to pop you guys Action 4 with the USB-C cable. I have my chest mount here, so I can pop you on there. So kind of similar setup to Moblin, kind of, but also different. Oh, ow, 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 ow. Oh. Got the scooter today. I pulled my back doing the most mundane, boring thing ever, sitting on my chair at my computer. Let's see. Oh, ow, ow. Alright, We're gonna sit alongside the snail. That's our video. Oh, actually, you need to do a quick double check. OCD nature. Yep, we're good, we're good. Didn't leave anything behind. I'm hoping that I'm going to be good for when I go to Armageddon, health-wise. I'm not going to be hobbling around like I have been today. I thought I'd be fine when I woke up, but nah. Time to sit somewhere with a nice view. It's all pretty exposed there. I'll try it. Oh.
Hi, I don't know.
It's us. Oh yeah, a lot better. Boy. Oh, fortunately our cable is long enough. The other thing I've noticed is we do have a battery drain on the Action 4, so we're not getting enough charge to keep the Action 4 fully charged while we're even though I do have the Action 4 plugged into the blue port, which I assume is USB 3. Quick temperature check. 49 degrees. So I guess I just need to... I could keep the top open in my bag. Keep that open so that the fan will blow all the air up. Ooh. And it showed emotes on the screen. Okay, so tier rewards? What's this? Will enable sounds to be redeemed by their tier 2, 3 subscribers. Tier 2, tier 3 user rewards. Set up user specific sounds for each tier 2 and 3. Okay, no. AI voices? What's this? Nah. Streamboard. What's a streamboard? Close streamboard on press. Click a button to set it up. Hold a button to change a position. A button, okay. Is this like a streamer bot? Send message, type message in chat box, Twitch, add stream marker. So clearly a lot of learning. Stream board. Settings. Chat highlight, chat behavior, chat actions. Information bars. Top bar. Ooh, okay, uptime. That is handy, I like that. There's something I could do with Moblin is share what I'm looking at. So I miss being able to do that. Alert sounds. Backup restore. Chat behavior. Show ads, predictions, polls, hype trains, clear command. Oh, okay, right. Oh, I've got a little bar there saying ads are playing and how long they'll end. It's handy. It's a little muted, I can't really see it. That's on Twitch. Well, from what I can tell, I don't really have a place where I can view alerts, not native to Stream Buddy. No active live streams found. What? Oh, so now it's connected. I guess it's a lot like Moblin. You have to reconnect or reset in order to retrieve the YouTube messages. Now it looks like it's retrieved a video ID for the YouTube Live. And, well, I've got one to YouTube. Yeah, so I have inside a Stream Buddy connected Twitch, Kick, and YouTube, which is what I have done with Moblin. And when I go live with Moblin, I sort of double check to see if it has retrieved the video ID. And I guess if you're using this app, you would have to be mindful of that as well, just to check your connections and whether you are connected to YouTube. So it will say no active streams. So there is a button in here to press reset, reconnect. I should probably record. Do a quick recording. Start recording. Skip countdown. Going to leave this. Go to Twitch. Deck. Twitch. Quick actions. Belabox remote. Go back to Twitch where our preview is. And we're going to go to connections. Press reconnect. Go back, connections, and that should do. Ooh, the other thing I liked about Moblin, I'm going to be comparing to Moblin a lot, was all the predefined messages I'd set up, so I could quickly click on lots and lots of different chat commands. Do I also have to have additionally connect stream elements on Moblin? You can. It's not something that I've done. Like, I mainly use chat notifications. I rely on that, and I listen to my stream preview for any alerts that are done through OBS. So if I hear something from the stream preview, then I go, oh, hold on, check the chat, and I'll see that chat confirmation. And here you can set up audible alerts, so I'd have to look into that. And Moblin, I think they support some third-party services. I'm not sure which ones, and if Stream Elements is one of them. But you can set, I believe, you can set it up as an overlay. Yeah. But I mean, like adding a widget inside of Moblin. So I think you can add a widget, and then perhaps it's a browser or URL widget, and you just add that widget to whatever scenes you have inside of Moblin. So whether it's the front, back camera. So when something happens, then the widget will play the notification. But yeah, I'm not sure which services they support, and Stream Elements is one of them. So one thing is you can try it. You know, you can add the URL, and then they generally they generally have a test function inside of Stream Elements. So you have the dashboard open, and then you can trigger the test feature to see if that's going to play any audio for you. Yeah, I haven't tried it either. But yeah, it's really handy having that audible alert. And at least the way I do it is through my stream preview. I just listen to them there. Like now I can hear my stream. I can hear me talking, and it can throw you off, and it does regularly for me. So something to keep in mind, whether you want to do it that way or try the Stream Element way. So if Stream Elements doesn't work, then they might have support for Streamlabs, or what else? Those are two main ones, eh? Streamlabs, Stream Elements, and there's probably a couple others. So one thing I realized with this is I don't have a cable to charge my S23 Ultra. So for my Anker battery bank, we've got 3 ports. So one of them is for the Belabox. The other one is for Belabox. What was the other one for? Belabox. We've got a USB-A in the Anker battery bank. That one's for iPhone. So I could replace that one. Yeah, I must have a spare USB-C. Nice.
Shall not pass!
You shall not pass. There appears to be less lag with this setup. So let's see. So I've got 2 seconds of lag from the Action 4 via RTMP into Moblin, and then the normal lag from Moblin out. I did a face replacement on Gandalf there. Yeah, that's an oldie. I actually did that during one of my live streams ages ago. This is before AI could do it, you know. So I did it the hard way, frame by frame. Anyway, I think we've got a spare USB-C cable in here. So we've got Belabox charged by USB-C, we've got USB-A for the iPhone, which I don't think I'll need. And then we've got a USB-C, which yeah, so the Action 4 is connected to the Belabox or the Orange Pi. Hi. Yeah. So, okay, we've got these two cables. So this is 18 watts. This is 45 watts, which means I've got the 100 watt cable plugged into the Bella, and it's still not supplying fast charging to the Action 4, which is odd. I think I would probably need to use the USB-C port instead. Why am I on 6 plus? Okay, so this dial keeps changing. So it should be on 0. Oh, I can't use the USB-C because I'm using it for the mic mini receiver. You know, I was used to the volume of the way it was before, so I might just dial it back up on the receiver, back to +6. Okay. So back at +6 on the receiver. Yeah, so we have to use the USB-A. So I guess maybe it could be the cable. Yeah, maybe the cable's not supplying 30 watts. What? And to configure my multi-stream on OBS, I can't for the life of me find my TikTok key. Oh, okay. How are you multi-streaming in OBS? So I've written a script where I've tried to talk through my multi-streaming setup, but yeah, I've rewritten it a couple of times. I'm going to plug in the Ultra, because we're on 64% battery. Actually, I might change something first. Information bar along the top. Twitch uptime. What's that? I don't know. So you found a plugin on the internet, JAP plugin? Okay. Oh, sweet. Well, if you found something that works for you, then good for you. So I'm using a combination of Restream. So that's how I'm able to multi-stream to Twitch and YouTube using the free tier plan. And I've also got an OBS plugin called Multiple RTMP Output. And with that one, I can stream to other platforms like Kick. So I really like the way that works because it's been really reliable for me. So I'm a fan of it. if I could, it doesn't cost anything. If you use 2 platforms, Twitch and YouTube for example, then it's free. If you want to stream to more than 2, then it's extra. So that's where they get you. So 3 would be the perfect number, because then I could stream to Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. Those are the platforms I'm focusing on for now. So I guess you have TikTok, right? And they have support for other platforms, but not full support. So I don't think they've got chat support yet for Restream. Actually, TikTok's a bit, what's the word? Maybe limited. So limited in features. They really want you to use their app. I think that's their focus. So third-party app support's pretty low on their priorities. I don't blame them, because they've got things like those battles you can do on TikTok, so that's where they make a lot of their money. And you can do that with a setup like I'm using, which is going through OBS. Then personally, I just want to have a way that I can stream to this one, that one, or 2 or more, Okay. I've got my spare cable. I'm going to plug it into the Ultra. Maybe I should. Just wondering. I can plug it in, but I don't think I will. I'm curious to see what our battery numbers are going to be like. But yeah, in terms of power, we're kind of covered. The only thing I'm worried about is the Action 4. So that appears to be our limit, because the battery is slowly going down. But it's like 93% after almost 90 minutes. It's probably just my mellow way of talking. So I have a very consistent tone, very chill. So I'm glad there are folks who enjoy that. I don't do anything particularly crazy. No, not often. So that's why a fishing stream could work, maybe. Even though my voice is quite chill and mellow, I just can't picture myself on a boat. And I wouldn't know what to do with the fish afterwards. Probably throw them back. Hey? In this building here, this is a large sculpture called the Lighthouse. What do you mean that other one that looks like a worm? Oh yeah. That's normal. They have like what looks like Mozart or one of the US presidents in there, like a big silver statue with neon lights all around it. I'm sure there's a story, but I don't know. Let's limp our way over and have a bit of a nosy. So I've got you on the selfie stick. Oh. See? I think Mozart. Oh, maybe it's Captain Cook. There'll be a piano, right? Oh, okay. Have a ride on the e-scooter. Here, back on the chest mount. Actually, so I should really have my chat phone on my lanyard, but since I've got the e-scooter, it's going to be easier for me to look down at chat. Okay, let's go. So if you're curious about my settings, what I'm using for the Action 4 and the Belabox, I'm going to have all those details in the YouTube live description. I think there is a few changes from what's there at the moment. So once the stream's over, I'm just going to double check things. But stabilization has been pretty consistent. Really like horizon balancing in the Action 4. That's the mode I like the most. Keeps things fairly balanced in terms of a horizon, like its namesake, I guess. Not really many places I can go that could cause, that we could test our connections and everything. Maybe we'll go through, yeah, we'll try and go through Commercial Bay. Oh, I know. Around the back of Britomart, around here, there's an area that's rough on connection. Maybe this way, that might be better. I also think I need to move my mic. I think the current placement is a bit low. Around this area usually can be a bit rough. Oh. So that, the TTS clip create says K twice. So read out for, I think my account on both, what the, on Twitch and Kick, I think. happened? Was that me typing in the letter K? I wonder what happened there. Kept it busy. What's that? Oh, Jada. Hello, how's it going? How are you doing? How's your shoulder? Are you okay? You feeling better? A little bit better? Oh. There he is, there he is. Hey my bro, how have you been? How have you been? Let me grab a seat over here. This spot I know is a bit iffy on the connection. I think this one. Oh. Still recovering. Oh man, how long have you been back? Still good, still good. Oh, okay. Let's see, so Jada, fine, just about to get the nurse to change the cast on the shoulder. Ooh, okay. Alright, well, I hope that goes okay. And my bro, DJ Reminisce. So been back for a week. I've been actually checking into streaming in Japan. And you probably know this now, but they don't actually support 5 gigahertz over there. It's kind of banned. And that's a lot of what we use when we IRL. We're able to get a better connection and stuff to be able to do what we do with an action camera and whatnot. So that's made me sort of think, you know, because there are folks that can stream and there are people who do stream there, so it's still possible. So it's made me rethink, you know, how you do stream over there. It's on 4G. It got smashed? Oh, nah. Oh. So, because I think I only caught like one of your streams and it was short as. It was only like 10 minutes or something. That's rough. It's those mobile apps, eh? No problem. So they're doing some kind of wizardry, doing something. Well, what I saw looked like a really cool place. Did catch some of your stories. The food looked awesome. Lots of sushi. Love me some sushi. Yo, yo, yo. So today I am testing the Belabox. So would this do better over there? Maybe. Because I've been thinking about my setup as well. When I've had glitching and stuff, it could be with the microphone going to the Action 4. So that's one area where there could be some glitching. It's kind of hard to tell though. And then also when you go from the Action 4 via RTMP into the iPhone. Yeah, so when I've been looking at all the numbers and stuff in my iPhone, I'm like, going, where is it breaking? But sometimes the numbers will look really good. They'll go, ah, this looks sweet as, and then next second, ah, not even. So with this setup, I'm thinking maybe, okay, Over. Yeah, yeah. I have trouble containing A4, 4G, no. Oh, hey. So this way, I'm using the receiver plugged into the Belabox, and I think that connection is better, and better than going transmitter into the Action 4. Because the range on that, even like best case scenario, is pretty limited, I found. So maybe 5 meters, arm's length, sure. So as soon as you add in interference from other places, that's when that range gets smaller and smaller. So I think one time when I was having audio issues, I had to be like this, you know, right up in the camera, and then the audio got better. The thing is, I really like Moblin. Moblin is so just like easy. You just have an iPhone. You could just stream with the iPhone and maybe not have an Action 4. Have a good receiver plugged into it, transmit. You're good. You're probably sorted for maybe an hour or two. And then you have the option of adding a battery bank, Action 4, all the other stuff as well. I think for cases like this weekend, so I'm going to go to Armageddon Expo, I'm going to try this setup. And I think might do better than the last 3 that I've done. Would this be the 4th? Yeah, so we didn't do June. We did, I think, 1 or 2 last year, and we've done 1 before that. Yeah, so I think this would be the fourth Armageddon. So yeah, we've tried the Landsy mics. I think they struggled, got some crackling audio. And we have done a Belabox, but that was an early version, and a Jetson Nano. I mean, I've got everything to fit in here, you know. That's our kit compared to previous versions. And one phone, so I've got the Ultra. And it is heavier, I can feel it, heavier than what I would have for Moblin. And I don't like having a cable. You guys know how I feel about cables, eh? But there's no excuse for any glitching with this. So this is long enough for me to at least have it arm's length like this. I wonder if that's why our friend Katie and Eric, friends with Katie and Eric, are able to stream in Japan, because they do have a Belabox. I have to ask. I'll try and ask them if they've been able to stream with Moblin over there. Because last I recall, they were using something like this, I think. You know, cabled Action 4 into the Belabox. Hola, Ollie? Hello, how are you? Hola. No, I don't suppose you know English, do you? I don't have a way of translating your message. But let's see. Belabox connection via SRT and RTMP? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what you're asking there or saying there. Sabina's. Our Belabox. Well, Belabox like the one I'm using, which is Orange Pi 5 Plus, it uses SRTLA, and you can only use that with the service Belabox Cloud. So when you've got, you can only use the Belabox hardware with the Belabox Cloud service, which is what, $10 US a month. and then they give you a URL that you put in the Belabox hardware. Actually, you don't do it. You connect them up. But you get a URL for your OBS at home, and then your connection is all SRT. RTMP is the most common type of protocol for connecting mobile devices. But I don't think there's a way, unless you mean to get an RTMP signal from an Action 4 into a Belabox. I've done that. Yeah, that's fairly easy to do, but I would lose one connection. So I have okay, thank you. Say GoPro 11, GoPro Labs. In the encoder setting, you can show all config and SRT and RTMP are admitting. Oh, fantastic! Yeah. So let's see how. I'd have to use with an Action 4 the DJi Memo app. Connect to the Wi-Fi adapter or mobile hotspot of the Belabox, and then that's how I would transfer the video via RTMP from the Action 4 into the Belabox. So basically the same sort of thing. Use the Action camera with their software, put in the URL of the hotspot in the Belabox. Yeah. How's the connectivity though? I've heard they're not so great with the GoPros. This has been solid, I tell you. The Action 4 is a beast. Such a great little device. I've been able to get it working with a Belabox like this one. The Orange Pi with Moblin and my iPhone 11. So it's such good live streaming camera. I'm hoping when we get an Action 6 that they're going to learn from the 4, not the 5. Maybe even copy those components. What the? There's an accident going to happen over here. Huh? But improve on it. Maybe we could get SRT. Well, that'd be great. So you go Action 4 SRT to your Moblin or straight to your home computer. Or maybe you could go from just sort of thinking through it. If they had SRT-LA support, which I don't think, I'm sure they'll do SRT first. But you could go you could go from the Memo app, Action 4 Memo app, SRT to your computer at home, and it would be a much better protocol for IRL rather than RTMP. If it had SRT-LA support, that means you could have bonding and then go from the Action 4 Memo to Belabox Cloud to OBS at home. That would be great. But even if you could go SRT into Moblin, I think that'd be better for the connectivity there. Anyway, how's our bitrate? Oh, so when I type something into Moblin chat, it sends it to both. So it's sending it to Twitch and Kick, not to YouTube. Am I getting messages from YouTube now? Let me try. Oh yeah, I am. Okay. So Ollie's message was from YouTube. Thank you. So I just typed a message test. Okay, that came through. Now, another feature I liked about Moblin was it gives you the little platform icons inside of the app, which we don't have here. Ah, that bitrate's crazy. So we should have full resolution out of the Action 4 into Belabox, and then we're going from the Belabox to Belabox Cloud into OBS at up to 8,000 kilobits per second with our Ethernet connection to the M2 and our Wi-Fi hotspot from the S23 Ultra. So double duty out of the S23. Okay, so I think I haven't heard any glitching or anything here. I'm going to try another spot, which is just a block that back that way, to see if we're going to have any connectivity issues there. Oh, ow. Okay. Come on, back. Oh yeah, got a link for the Discord, folks, if you guys wanted to join us offline. And Instagram. Thank you for that, my bro. Okay. Yeah. Have you got any trips or anything planned soon? Okay, this spot I know I've had some problems with connectivity. Let's just sit here for a little bit. Boy. Looks like we're in a smoker spot. Oh well. Let's catch up soon when we've got lots of time before your next thing. Oh, ow. So it's our connection, our quality, looking good. Sit in the midst. Catch up soon. Well, M4 working. Is there something wrong with the M4? Redo IR. Yeah. Let's see. I'm just thinking about what I had at the moment. I can tell you guys a bit about it. So I am currently using, so I've got OBS, which is available for Mac and PC. Plugins, I believe they work across platforms too. I've got StreamVault, which is PC only still, but I've actually been playing with an app called Fireblock, which is available for both Mac and PC. Now Fireblock gives you a lot of the core features that I had with StreamerBot. It just doesn't have some of the fancier things like coding. So where I'm able to do things like the photos that pop up, and I take a photo with my fancy camera and then they pop up on stream. So things like that, I wouldn't be able to replicate that across the Firebot, but almost everything else can. Like chat commands, they could switch to any scene in OBS. I got that working. Stop streaming in OBS. So if you want to go to a BRB, you could just type in BRB as a chat command, and then I'll switch to your BRB scene. You could press stop as a command in chat, and then that'll end the stream. That'll start streaming in OBS. So all that sort of stuff, it's available in Firebot. Yeah, one thing that I'm able to do, like bitrate Yeah, I don't know if I could replicate that in Firebot, because that took code to do that. But yeah, there's StreamerBot and there's Firebot, which I do plan on making a video on, for those folks who have like Macs, or maybe folks who just don't like StreamerBot, who have a PC. Then there's Firebot, which does things a little bit easier, maybe a little more user-friendly. Someone recommended it a while ago, and then I just sat down and had to play around with it. I did a live stream on it, and I really liked it. So yeah, there's this Firebot. So that's when you can control your stream. Noels, man. Noels I haven't used in such a long time, but I know a few folks have had problems with it. Apparently it still works though. Who's that? Hey, how's it going? Hoodie Mining. How are you? Welcome to the stream. So I don't know if I should look at Noels. But what I really like about Noels is it's kind of like, it encompasses a lot of things. So it's going to give you your bitrate. It's going to help you auto switch scenes in OBS. You can start and stop streaming with Noels. So it does basically what I could do in StreamerBot and Loop SRT. So it does all that sort of stuff in one package. But the app itself has been playing up, eh? So might have to, especially for Macs. So that's one thing that we were looking at, you know, redoing Macs app. And there's like a whole big change from the M1 Mac, which still incorporated some of the functionality of the old Intel Macs and going into the new architecture. And then the newer Macs, like the M4 and such, I think they're like purely in the new system. And some of the Noels code wasn't working. So I don't know if it's worth skipping it. Or if the online version of it is a good alternative. Yeah, one day I'd like to get myself a Mac, a little mini, so I can test things out. 17 Pro Max. Well, people have it. Yeah, if you join up, I don't know if you already are on the Moblin Discord, but folks have been sharing their thoughts on the new iPhones there, and people have been able to stream with it in 4K 60 for like an hour. So in terms of overheating, it seems Apple have fixed one issue that we had as streamers. You know, that whole vapor chamber appears to be doing what it's supposed to, keep the phone cool. So yeah, I'm not sure. It could be other issues, maybe with bonding. So something that I've been noticing with not Belabox, but Moblin, is the bitrate will fluctuate a lot. It would be like 1 megabit per second, and it'll go to 250. I was watching Mitzi's live, and he was encountering some issues like that. But then his Wi-Fi in his apartment wasn't great, so you know, you can't tell if it was the Wi-Fi or this or that. I think that's one problem with phone streaming, is your phone is doing so much other stuff. It's hard to sort of narrow down what the issue actually is. So is it the phone? Is it the Pro Max? Is it the new phones? Is it the cellular? Is it the Wi-Fi? Maybe there's an app in the background that's tuning up all the resources. Could it be the power? Maybe the power is playing up. Is it the RTMP? Is it a wireless mic? So I think in that way, having a Belabox simplifies things because it's just dedicated to IRL. That's it, you know. But I also miss all the things I could do with Moblin. There's so many things that it can do that it feels like a step, several steps backward using the Belabox, you know. Oh, so no, Action 6 comes out. Are you going to change it to that? Well, probably not. I have to be a little careful with my spending. So my main thing at the moment is pay off 2 bills that I have. So I got to see my priorities, get those sorted before I can start buying things again. Also got to keep an eye on what's actually happening with them, because I'm seeing a trend with the DJi cameras and it doesn't look good for live streaming. So for example, the 360 doesn't have live streaming on launch. And I think it would be really powerful if they could add it into their camera, and I think that they're holding out a little bit before they do. I hope they are. Because I had a live stream, I was talking about all the things you can do with it. And the Nano, which was recently announced, released, that one doesn't have live streaming at all. Also, with both of those cameras, they have internal storage. So when you think about the 6, and there are some rumored specs on the Action 6, that one looks like it's going to have internal storage. Great. No mention of live streaming. So if you think about the live streaming aspects, no live streaming on launch 360. For the Ultra, no live streaming at all. Action 6, no live streaming. Will it have live streaming that's like the Action 5, which was problematic? You know, there were some connectivity issues with the 5. Or will that improve on what the 4 had? And the 4 is a beast. This one I'm using. Or even if it has the exact same components for live streaming as the 4, I think a lot of people will be happy with that part of it. But yeah, let's see, rumored specs that I saw was that the 6 will have longer battery life. Apparently, maybe up to 4 hours, which is crazy. 4-hour live streaming battery. Could be slightly larger. Internal storage. I think they may have 2 models, like I think the Nano has 64, 128 gig, maybe 128 and 256. Then I think they were looking at 8K, 60. So the resolution doesn't mean much for me. Nice to have, you know. I think 4K 120 as well was another possibility. There was improved low light and stabilization, so they look like they're coming. Hi, Nighthawk VR. Hello, how's it going? I love you for nice. I've got the same setup. Oh, okay. So you got the forward match. Spotted the Mic Mini for like £40 brand new. That's a deal. Oh, you got the Wifi there. Been using them to do nighttime bike streams. Sweet. It's awesome. Yeah, I haven't used this setup in a while. I've been playing with Moblin for the last couple of months. Last time I used it, I think, was at the New Zealand. What's that event called? It was the New Zealand Stream Conference. I'm sorry guys, I forgot what their name was. But yeah, it was a couple of months ago. I took the Belabox with me, hoping it was going to be great for us, but for some reason, everything was overheating on me. Like the Wi-Fi adapters, Belabox kept shutting down. So I had problems with it then, and that completely changed my mind for the trip to Seoul. And I switched to the Belabox. But also the gear was smaller. All I needed was just my phone, so I could cut down on what was in my bag. So yeah, that was a big turning point. Haven't gone back to the Belabox since then. But I'm thinking for this weekend, we've got a conference called Armageddon Expo. Going to take this with me, and I'm feeling a lot more confident about my choice of bits and bobs for it. And at least based on today, this spot here is usually really bad for internet. And we've got two connections bonded. Cellular via the Nighthawk M2 and also Ethernet via the Nighthawk M2, and we've got the mobile hotspot on from the S23 Ultra. We're at 47% battery over here, 91% battery for the Action 4, which is probably one of the things to be worried about. And I am showing 2 hours 48 on the Action 4, and apparently 2 hours 2 minutes for Twitch. Hi from Toronto, hello. Hi from Moblin. Welcome to the stream. NRBZZ, hello. Alright, let's jump on the scooter some more. It's too bad I pulled my back, otherwise we could go into buildings where I think we would get some connection issues. What's that open air area? Oh well, we'll just go for a ride and see if we can get some connectivity. Connectivity. Glitching happening. Oh. So Rock 5A, I believe it's just RTMP only, isn't it? It's not a USB. Or it's not HDMI, I mean. RTMP and USB, perhaps. I think the B supports everything. Okay, got it, thank you. Which, yeah, that's not too bad, really. When, unless you've got like a Sony 3300 or something else with HDMI, then that's actually, yeah, a good encoder to go for. Usually my internet sort of gets a bit weak around this area, so we'll just do a couple of circles. There's that. So which app is Stream Buddy? Yeah, I actually haven't used this properly until today. Media share won't play. Oh, okay. Plays on stream, but play the media. Okay. It worked once, never again. Oh, okay. Right. Well, I have subscribed to it. So you get 30 days for free. That's part, it's just built in with it as a new subscriber. So over the next 2 months, I guess, I'm going to be testing this out. So we'll use the Belabox more. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the tier 1 sub. Lithium VR. Yeah, so we're going to try this app out. I've taken a few screen recordings of things or steps that I'll do to IRL, things that I'm liking, things that I'm finding interesting. Still, in terms of the chat part of this app, I prefer Moblin chat. So I'm getting a lot of messages out of the TTS that I don't want to hear, especially like the bot messages and some duplicate messages as well. Whereas I wouldn't get those with Moblin chat. Hey, thank you for the follow, Bill. appreciate you. Alright. But, you know, it's first day using it, so maybe I haven't set it up properly, or yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so we're going to test this setup today for Armageddon this weekend as a big pop culture event. There'll be thousands of people up there, biggest one for the country. I'm curious to see if we're going to be okay, if our connection is just going to get smashed, which probably will. Will we get any grey screen? Oh. Yeah, how stabilization do, yeah, all those sort of things. You need to go into like a concrete building. A car park with an elevator. I've got a couple in mind. Oh, right. Alright, so far things are looking good because this area, especially this side where the fountains are, I've had issues in the past, but we've been pretty good. Don't really have anything in the city that could replicate a convention center. For the thousands of people. I don't know, there is actually like a sort of tunnel thing over here. I haven't really walked through there in the past, so I don't know what the connectivity is like normally, so let's go through here. That's right, so congratulate it. Okay, now I don't think I've had connection problems before going through Commercial Bay, but sure, let's give it a go. Not this middle bit. Oh, there's some security dudes. Yeah, mate. Never mind. Gonna move my mic up a little bit higher. Okay. Oh, how about Queen's Arcade? Should we try it? Yeah, let's try it. I'm gonna go this way. It does mean I have to walk through. into the world, just the world of the world, living up the world. Oh, okay. So that's my setup. Oh, screen on the front as well. So usually I can turn it off, but I think I tap to unlock it, turn it on. But yeah. So I would have chat phone attached to my lanyard. Not too different from when I've got Moblin, and then everything in the side back. Alright, need to go. Got the copyright music playing. What's this Lucha do? Oh, I love it. Oh, hold on. Moving. Whoa. Okay. So record shop's been here forever. Sure. So just having some nostalgia vibes looking at this old record store. Been here since, what I remember, the 90s. Yeah, a long time. Just find somewhere where there's no music, copyrighted music playing. And talk through the gear. The camera that we're using is the DJi Action 4. And I've got it connected to a Belabox. And Belabox I'm using, or video encoder, is the Orange Pi 5 Plus. And yeah, the two are connected via a USB-C cable. Okay, cool. Got a spot over here. Cool. Good 90s though. Can't find somewhere quiet. Alright, there's our microphone. Guess I'm going to have to hold the microphone close to my mouth. So we'll start with what I'm looking at now. We have S23 Ultra, which is my chat phone. This is how I'm able to hear your messages and hear and read your messages. So I've got TTS, got a Bluetooth headset connected to the S23 Ultra, and that's how I'm able to hear what you guys are typing in chat. Also got a couple of tabs to control the stream, start, stop, change scenes in OBS, listen to a preview of the stream, got some quick actions to be able to raid a channel in Twitch, and we've got a Belabox remote control which is connected to the video encoder. So basically anything with a URL, almost anything you could have as a tab up here. This tripod is from Insta360. It is pretty tall, I think up to 1.4 meters, something like that. So very very handy. So hello. Okay. Right, so video camera is the DJi Action 4. Just want to... Right, that should be better. And our audio is the DJi Mic Mini. Got the transmitter here, which has a little magnetic thing, which I can pop under my hoodie. So that could be our audio. Under my top, we have a chest mount that I can pop you guys onto. So chest mount, also the tripod you guys were just looking at. This is my IRL backpack and what I have all my stuff in. So to start, we have an Anker battery bank. We've got 3 cables, 2 USB-C and 1 USB-A. Only one of these are being used, and that is for our video encoder, or the Arch Pi 5 Plus. So after, let's say, 2 hours, 20 minutes, we're on 85% battery. And out of the Anker battery bank, we're supplying 6.6 watts to the encoder. I've got 3 components in the bag, one for the Anker battery bank and one for the encoder. So I'll grab the encoder, which is the Arch Pi 5 Plus. So this cable in the bottom, USB-A, is connected to Action 4. So our video is coming from Action 4 into the video encoder. I've got a USB-A Wi-Fi adapter, and that Wi-Fi adapter is a mobile hotspot. So we're also getting data from the S23 Ultra, which is the chat phone. The USB-C port is our DJi Mic Mini receiver. So the audio is coming from the transmitter into the encoder via the receiver. On this side we have a power cable for the Belabox, and it's USB-C, and we have an Ethernet cable which is supplying internet from so in the front pocket here, that same cable is connected to Nighthawk M2 and a 10,000 mAh battery bank, which is keeping the Nighthawk charged. The Nighthawk battery is on 87%, and that's 10,000. Nighthawk is warmish, not hot, and the battery bank is pretty cool. It's not hot at all. Yeah, so I've got 2 battery banks in here, one for the Nighthawk, and the other one is for the Belabox. And we have a lightning cable. Yeah, so we have a USB-C and a lightning cable, which I could use to charge the S23 Ultra, which is on 40%, and the iPhone, if I have the iPhone with me. So the Anker battery bank, just go back to this, is 250 watts. The USB-A port supplies 18 watts, which is perfect for the iPhone when I use it. One of the USB-C ports supplies 45 watts fast charging. 45? 45? Yeah, I think it's 45 or 60. Perfect for the S23 Ultra. and the other port supplies 100 watts, which you'd normally use for a like a laptop. But yeah, I've got 2 spare cables I can plug into probably this one to keep it charged. So that's the gear, and then using the Stream Buddy app, which is an Android app, I can control my stream at home. So I'm using that using a streamer bot deck. Stream Buddy, at least the subscriber-based version of it, you can control your OBS through this as well. Yeah, but I could stop my stream, change scenes using this, run actions, let's say like chat commands or fix my stream, some channel point redemptions. I could put all that kind of stuff using the streamer bot deck. Got a Twitch preview, so that's one way to be able to monitor the stream through this app. I've got quick actions to raid another channel. I've got a remote Belabox remote in order to control the Belabox in the back. So to start, stop streaming in there. Maybe if I needed to change some of the settings. Okay, so that's the gear. Okay. What's the camera on when you're moving? It looks like it is a FPS game. Camera? First person shooter. So the camera I'm using is an action camera. It's a DJi Action 4. Oh, I know, I could try something. I'll take a photo. And see if this is going to work. I should do like the backpack. So if that works, the photo I just took will pop up on stream. Very good. So that is the camera, DJi Action 4. And here's another one of the camera with the bag. And I should probably take one more of what's inside the bag. I don't want to pull everything out, but I risk the stream shutting down. It dying. Actually, nah, that looks messy now. I won't do that. I'm surprised that it's actually been pretty okay so far. Oh, how about a temperature check? Let's do that. Okay, Belabox is on 49 degrees Celsius, so it's been pretty consistent, around 49 inside this sling bag. I do want to point out that Auckland is a pretty cool place, even in spring. But the case they've got it in does have a fan, so it's helping to keep the temperature down. Right, I need to plug in a charging cable for the Ultra. So on 36% battery for the Ultra. That's where I got one of these spare cables. So I'll use this one. Ooh. I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly without turning it off, but it's, yeah, but it is, so it's a Belabox software for the Orange Pi and the latest update. So I'm sure there's only one of those. So we are charging now for the S23 Ultra, 37% battery on fast charging, and the Action Force on 88% battery. I think with the drain that we're getting on Action 4, it still lasts like quite a few more hours. I think we could get to like 8-hour stream, which would be like right up there as one of my longest streams. IRL, you know. So I was a little concerned that the battery drain on all the gear is higher than what I'd normally do with like Moblin. Now I'm thinking this 10,000 battery bank that I have for the Nighthawk, so I believe that's like for 4 or 5 hours. So maybe if I was to use a 20,000 instead, then a long stream in the setup. But for Armageddon, I don't expect that to be a very long one. Yeah. Oh, whoops. Wrong button. I think I tapped the wrong button. That's one problem about streamer property. It's so easy to tap a button. Yeah, that didn't happen. That definitely didn't happen. Yeah, it's been a while since I've had one of these on my phone, and because I had it on that tab, it's quite easy to just tap on these buttons. I also haven't incorporated any of the new features of StreamerBot to my deck. I think they've got toggle options now and various other things. Oh, right, okay. Alright, sorry. I'm going to go back a little bit. Is in action with battery or without battery? So it does have a battery in it. How's it doing for temperature? It is actually cool at the moment, but I think it did feel warm at one point. Yeah, I always have a battery in there. I just keep the battery in it. Oh, you're in across the ditch. Okay, sweet as. You know, some people go down here. Nice. Yeah, it's a 4-day event. I think they're doing something today. They never used to, so unless that's a new thing. Then they got Saturday, which will be the busiest day, I reckon. Sunday will still be quite busy. Monday, not so much. Oh, nice. Yeah, I want to go to PAX. I would like to have gone this year, but I couldn't with the trip I had earlier. So I went to Seoul in June, and I guess I'm still paying for that trip. Yeah, as I charged a lot of it to the credit card, and I want to get that paid off. So it's been my focus. But PAX, I don't know. I've got another trip planned for next year too. So I don't know. Don't know if I can go next year either. But yeah, it's on the itinerary. I need to go to one. Maybe the year after. I'm pretty sure nothing big planned for the year after. And I was tuning into Deadly's and Midnight streams, and they look like a lot of fun. Oh wow, handy. And it was your first one? Yeah. So let's see. Last year I wanted to go, but what happened last year? TwitchCon? Or was TwitchCon the year before that? Yeah, you're lucky. Big event like that, aren't they? Yeah, so... And then I was tuning into Ray's streams when he was over there. I think it was his first one. But they were like a week apart. TwitchCon and PAX. So if you're going to do one, unless you're doing particularly well, yeah, it's kind of hard to do the other as well. But I felt like I did the TwitchCon in 2023. 2023? 2024? Okay, anyway, let's see, what else? With without battery, and we accidentally pressed the button. What distro is Launch Pi? Yep, read that one. So the encoder is sending to PC at home rather than to Twitch directly. Correct. Yeah, so with this setup, when you use a Belabox, you also use Belabox Cloud, which is a relay. So it can't go straight to Twitch. You've actually got to send it somewhere else. And it's more affordable if somewhere else is your home computer. I think there are some services that can connect to it, like maybe unlimited IRL or IRL hosting. I forget which ones in particular, but they can link to your Belabox Cloud account. But yeah, I've got it hooked up to my home computer. Right, so I'm going to change my tab to the Twitch tab. That way I don't actually gently press any buttons. Technically you could, but the advantage of this kind of setup is you've got something with a reliable connection, you know. And that reliable connection for me is my home computer. So my home computer is connected to my home router via Ethernet cable, fiber internet at home, so very stable connection. Whereas everything that's mobile isn't, you know. You might have great internet 1 minute, terrible the next, might be great again. It'll fluctuate. You also connect to different towers. So you might be connected to a 4G tower, then a 5G tower, then back to 4G, maybe a different 4G, something else. So anything that's on you that's IRL is going to have those issues. So you could have everything like in a mini computer like this, but it's your mobile connection that is the problem. Yeah, so on the home computer I have some software like OBS. It takes the stream that's mobile here, receives that, and then re-encodes it back to the platform using the reliable connection, you know. And it'll also monitor the stream and check for any disconnects. So whenever my stream goes down, which hasn't happened today, but it does happen, then it'll tell OBS to show something else, like a video. So it's called disconnect protection, or failover. Disconnect protection is the name I know it by. And there's different ways of doing it. There's software like NoElbs. That's the one that folks use. There's also LoopSOT. Those are probably the two biggest ones. Also, Moblin has a kind of disconnect protection too, but you need a fully Apple ecosystem in order to try it out, which I don't have at the moment. Okay. How can I get a disconnect? So I know the Guardian building, that's rough in here. So it's like fully concrete and marble, but I think I can't get my e-scooter in there. So I'm going to try one of the car parks. Because I know in the elevators, the internet's roughing them. Just going to pop you on the chest mount. Oh. I heard your message. Just going to check my chat phone. Switch off data for a minute on your phone, maybe. Yeah, I'd actually have to do it in two ways. So I'm bonded to two connections, one which is the Nighthawk M2. That's connected via an Ethernet cable and my mobile hotspot, or my phone. So I'd have to kill both of those to replicate a disconnect. But I think if we just go into the elevator, we'll get a true disconnect. It's not far, it's only like a couple blocks away. Yeah, that would work. I'm just worried about the time it'll take to reconnect stuff. Sometimes they can break the encoder. Alright, so car park up ahead, it's only about 2 minutes away. In the meantime, welcome to Auckland's High Street. It's the trendy back in the day. Crossover. Car park, it's just where that white car is up ahead. Just over here. Alright, let's find out. So it's all concrete and metal and stuff. Yeah. No, you go ahead. So in the lift we should get some low bitrate messages, if we're not already.
Elevator is going up.
Oh, yeah.
420.
Floor 20. Oops. How's our bed rate? 371. Not bad. I think we've had worse in there. Had a nice view up here, isn't it? Nice day too. I thought it was going to be rainy. It's been okay. What do you reckon? I think. How's the view? You guys feel like you're parkour guys? Parkour fellas? This is something I'd never do with my phone, eh? I'd never stick it over the edge of a fence like this. No way! No way! Yeah. How's our connection up here? It's okay. We're definitely a lot better. Street level, I think we were like 8,000. Yeah, bit rate's around 800. But yeah, I think there's something about Belabox. So the quality still holds up pretty well, even at lower bit rates, like 1,000. It can still look pretty good. Kind of reminds me of Larix. Larix was a bit like that. Oh well, it's up to 8,000. I've set it in the Belabox remote. So, you know, if it's available, then yeah, it should do that for us. Ah, my Ethernet's showing a 0. I wonder if my thing turned off, my hotspot on my Nighthawk. Okay, so I'll pop you on the chest mount a little bit. Yeah, been good. Thank you. Thanks for asking. Yeah, Ethernet 0. Whereas the wireless hotspot is doing all the work. Okay. How is our hotspot doing? Yeah? No battery? Well, yeah, of course. It is on though. It's bending. %87 battery. Okay, Nighthawk, what's going on? Maybe I'll just unplug, replug in. Battery pack is on, but yeah, it was saying no battery. That's restarting. Almost there. Okay, we're starting to see life on the remote. Full G, so it's powered. Oh yeah, so I'm seeing the numbers go up. Not by much though. So still hovering around 1,000. Maybe it's just this area. Nothing for the Nighthawk to connect to. Now pop the Nighthawk back in there. Yeah, so Ethernet is 280. Wi-Fi via the S23 is around 800. So getting a total of 1,000. Whereas before it was on 0. Okay for cellular. Well, there's a SIM card in the Nighthawk, so it's part of our bonding. It's supposed to be supplying the best internet because it's connected via Ethernet to the Belabox. But you know, that's the good thing about having bonded connections, you know, is that we've got something else as a backup. But I think we'll get out of this building and see if our connection improves. Ah, yeah. Okay, alright. It's weird, you'd think exposed like this would have pretty good internet up here, eh? I'm not line of sight of Auckland Sky Tower. Yeah. I'm not sure where the other cellular towers are, so yeah. I'm guessing from those numbers, we're nowhere near them. I could ride down, but I'm not a car, so I won't do that. We could probably encounter some cars. And actually, we'll put our disconnect prediction to test as well. Yeah, that's probably it. Buildings weakening our signal, and definitely for sure once we get into the lift.
Elevator is going down.
Elevator 2, I guess. I'm expecting to see some low bitrate messages, maybe. Level 12. Perhaps it's the other lift. Yeah, it could be the other one. Ugh. Okay, how's our connections doing? So according to our remote, it hasn't recovered yet, not fully. Yeah, it's still thinking about it. We'll head down towards Queen Street. So something I noticed is the TTS is definitely ignoring chat commands that start with an exclamation mark, so that's good. Maybe I should put the at symbol in there as well. That should already be ignoring mentions, which is when you would use the at symbol. Over here. Check the message. TTS test, yeah. Yeah, largely comparing StreamBuddy TTS versus what I'm used to on Moblin. So the way it works on Moblin, fantastic. think I've noticed that StreamBuddy has added a nickname feature to users inside of their chat. It's something that was recently added to Moblin chat. So if you've got a username, maybe it's a different language, different characters, then you can put a nickname for someone. Oh yeah. Yeah, they have a TTS inside of Moblin that you can use. So basically from one place I can do everything. Got some links in the chat, folks, if you did want to check out the Instagram, Discord and other places. Thanks for that, my bro. Yeah, the thing is, it doesn't really work if you're not using Moblin, you know. I've tried that, and I think in particular YouTube chat doesn't work. I think as a content creator myself, where my content is about IRL, and some folks have asked about it, and it's good to have some experience with it, even though I'm still pretty biased towards Moblin. It's like it does everything, you know. Yeah, I have to pop my light on. Got a little light here. Is that going to be bright enough? Might not be. Too much in the shadow. It's the change. I'm too stealthy. Stealthy Cliff. Stealthy Cliff. Moblin based. Yep, I am indeed. So you're StreamBuddy for chat. Yeah, who else does? And just I think Deadly does. Uses StreamBuddy, and there's a few other people that I know in my little IRL circle. They use StreamBuddy. But I've tried everything, I think, the ones that I know about. So IRL chat was my favorite. Then the closest thing to that was IRL link. Real-time chat, which is I think on both platforms. And StreamBuddy. StreamBuddy is just Android, but I like that it has integration for the 3 platforms, so Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. But for YouTube, you have to subscribe or upgrade to include YouTube chat. Mic Mini is very small, see? That's right here. There's my Mic Mini. Well, can't quite see, I think. Let's move. Go sit in the light. There's too much difference between me in the foreground and the background back there. So it's exposing for that instead of for me. Yeah. If you don't use YouTube, then it's not a big deal. So if you use Kick or Twitch, then great. They do have some other features that are behind the paywall. I don't think I'm using any of them at the moment. I'm still like one day into using it, so we'll see basically. But I don't really want to be paying for another thing. I have to kind of cut all the stuff out, pay for too much stuff, you know. Everyone wants a subscription thing. Okay. How's that? How's our light? Should be a lot better now. A lot more even. But harder for me to see. Hey, right, 86% battery for the Action 4 after 2 hours 48, according to the Action 4. Okay, thank you. So, what I've got at the moment, because I've had to cancel a whole bunch of stuff that were on my personal accounts and put them purely on my business account. So like, yeah, it was just messy tax-wise. So what I do know now is Belabox Cloud in order to use the cloud service and the Belabox. So that is about $10 US a month. So let's say $20 a month, $16, $20. And then with Stream Buddy, you get the first 30 days for free, and then you pay. I think you pay for your first month, which is, I think it was similar, $10. Yeah. And what else? I'm sure I'm missing something. Oh, okay. I was wondering why these times are different. So on the Action 4 tells me 2 hours 48, whereas inside of Stream Buddy it gives me, let's see, online time to Twitch. It's saying 3 hours 4 minutes. I think it's because I had to stop streaming with Action 4 and then start up again. So whenever you do that, it'll reset the time. And here's when SRT server for Belabox Cloud service. Yeah, so you can pay for different plans. If you just want to support what Belabox Cloud are doing, then they've got a $5 plan. If you want to have something that's usable, then they've got a $10 plan. And that gives you one SRT LA relay server account you can use, whether it's for Belabox, the hardware, or just the service if you're using it with a phone. So great if you've got Moblin, if you've got IRL Pro, then you could connect to that, and then back to your OBS at home. Let's see. But if you want to use 2 or more, then they've got a $20 plan, which gives you 2 SRT relay servers. And then I know someone, good old Masingo, who has, I think, 5 of them now. So you can pay for more. There's one SRT server for Belabox Cloud service. Like I think if you want everything to be in sync, it'd be better to do that with a Belabox before as one stream. So you got 2 cameras going into the Belabox, and you can sync everything there, and then out of the Belabox is just one. But you can do 2 separate Belabox streams. Like I could do one if I had enough relay server accounts, one from the Belabox and then a separate one with a phone, and then merge them in OBS. Or if you're quite tech savvy, there are folks who have been modifying the hardware so that you can somehow bring in 2 separate cameras into the Belabox, and then it goes out as one SRT. Yeah, 5. I think it's 5. Maybe more by now. More the merrier, right? Yeah, but I think doing it before it goes into the Belabox is probably the better way, because then your audio will truly be synced between however many cameras you've got. So our good friend Mad, he's done that. He's had, what, an ATEM Mini, which would merge the signals into one thing. But his gear got quite complex and quite heavy. You know, the ATEM Mini, you need power for that, then you need all the different cables and things. You need to be able to switch from that to another thing. But I love the process, seeing the experimentation as well. So that was great to see. But you know, it all comes down to what works for you. And for me personally, I like just having less gear, less stuff. Lighter the better. You know, just one Moblin phone, a couple of action cameras, sweet. Yeah, if they can just figure out how to iron out some of the connectivity issues with Moblin, you know, whether it's the iPhone, RTMP, whatever, you know, that would be the way to go. Tough with more relays. Well, yeah, because they were, when I did it, they would just be all out of sync. And I was fine with it being out of sync, but it was just too much hassle otherwise. Too much hassle. So I would always make sure that there was one camera looking away from me, and then the one that I had on me is the one that I'd have the voice sync to. So I'd never point two cameras at me. I would do it, you know, just for the lols. But yeah, trying to sync them, two separate SRT strings, nah. Minimalism, less power. Yeah, ease of use too. You know, you ideally want to just go somewhere and IRL for a couple of hours. I think that's most people. And you know, the less hassle, the less stuff, lighter bag to carry around, the better, I think. Nico, hello, how's it going? How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. And that's what I was able to do with Moblin. When I was looking at what I would take with me to Seoul, I was going, oh, you know, I can't fit anything else in this little bag. If I was to take my Belabox with me, because it completely filled up my bag, almost. But when I was looking at the Moblin setup, iPhone, S23 Ultra, they both fit in here. Then I could also fit in the battery bank, great. And then I still had this big gap in the middle. Oh my gosh, politics, no. No, not politics. Well, I have no, what's the thing? What's the saying? Skin in the game. Is that the word? Or the phrase? Because I'm based in New Zealand. So it doesn't really affect me, not really, I think. And I don't really know what's happening in the US. I try and keep away from politics, not a fan of it. So this is the thing that I've learned over the years of listening to both sides. And that is basically they all lie. They all lie to get into government. So they'll offer you everything. They'll say, yes, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this, and do this. Once they're in government, oh, actually, oh, nah, sorry, bro. You know, we can't do that. Or, you know how he's told you we're gonna save you on heaps of taxes? Well, here's $5 a week. Yeah? They're like, oh, wow, okay. New Zealand banned guns? Well, we've just had different histories. So guns was never a part of our, so what is our thing? Our culture especially. So we'll never, you know, people just don't have guns here. So not really. So whereas in the US, you know, it's like it's a right. Everyone should have the right to buy a gun. So it's right in your constitution, right? I don't think that'll ever change. It's just part of the US. We don't have to worry about any gun-related problems here. You know, not like school shootings or what's the worst things you can think of? Those random shootings, mass shootings, that sort of stuff. Even like an accident where a kid finds their dad's gun and then, you know, something bad happens. So we don't have any of that stuff here. And if it does happen, it's very, very rare. So people are pretty safe here. It's a pretty safe country. Things still go, you know, there's still bad stuff that happens everywhere, even somewhere as safe as New Zealand. There's some bad cookies no matter where you go. But, you know, you don't have to worry about things like that. So it's just different, you know. Just need to get the what? The papal. What is the papal? I don't know what that is. Okay. The rest is alright. Oh, wait a minute. I missed a couple. So Barcelona with a dual phone set up with an action camera. It's nice when satellite works. Oh, okay. Yeah, so back to IRL. When you can use the internal cameras of your phone, so you got front, back, audio's in sync, video's in sync, you know, fantastic. As soon as you use an external camera like what I use, that's when it gets harder to try and sync them all. But yeah, what you can do with a phone already is pretty cool. You can zoom with your internal cameras, which I can't do with this one. So there's no zoom feature. Also with Moblin, I can do a screen share of what I'm looking at on my phone, which I can't do with this. So when I think about the setup, there's lots of things I can't do with it that I would seriously miss with Moblin. So I think this is something that I'd pull out for specific occasions, like when I think the connectivity is going to be rough. So that's where I'd grab this, like for a big convention such as PAX, Armageddon Expo, TwitchCon. So I think this would just do better in those environments. Table, podium, whatever. Okay. Should have that right. What's their right? What, to own guns? Well, I think we've done better without them. You know? There's things that I really love about this country. Sorry, I can't see myself living anywhere else. Free healthcare? That's great. If I need to go to the hospital, it's not going to cost me a fortune. It doesn't cost anything. External camera audio sync is rough. You're on a Pocket 3 instead, and yeah, it's noticeable. Oh, lag, you mean? Sorry, we're sort of jumping around conversations. I'm going to lose track. Yeah, trying to stay on top of it. Yeah, I remember, let's see, there was a friend at work who was from the US. I'm telling someone else's story, so it's not my story. And they were scared of coming here because they'd been born in a part of the US where everyone had to have a gun to protect themselves, you know. So they were scared. They're saying, what do I do without my gun, you know? How do I protect myself? I said, don't. Like, it's not something we think about. Now, there's certain places you don't want to go. You want to avoid, you know. Mossy. Mossy, oh, hello. How's it going, Mossy? Thanks for the follow. But that's kind of normally, right? You know, so there'll be the dodgy parts of town, stay away from them. But most of Auckland's safe. Yeah, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, and their worker, once they were here and they got used to the culture, the differences, most people are fairly friendly, or they keep to themselves. And it took them a while to adjust, but you know, it's just part of life here. No one has guns. Maybe farmers, or if you go hunting, you need to get a permit, that kind of stuff. That's pretty normal, I think, right? But protect yourself from the spiders. More than guns in New Zealand. Well, our spiders are harmless. I don't think we've got any poisonous spiders, poisonous anything here. Yeah, so Australia, our friends across the ditch, they got all the dangerous animals. In New Zealand, we got birds, flightless birds, and penguins. Yeah. So penguins and flightless birds, that's our wildlife here. So no snakes. We had some lizards, native lizards, which are pretty skittish. They were huge. Yeah, but so we had some like called daddy longlegs. They're not poisonous. They're big. But if you go to Aussie, they've got some gigantic spiders there. And they're poisonous or venomous. Maybe both. Yeah. I remember I did a Blue Mountains tour years ago, and we went through this forest bush trek, and they said, hey, look at a spider over there. So I went over, and that thing was the size of my hand. I got pretty big hands, and it was huge. And they said, yeah, stay away from that one. That one's pretty dangerous. Okay. It's the kind of spider that gives you shivers up your back. So it was gnarly looking and venomous. The birds there. Aussie spiders again were just back at angry. like Drax. You guys see the Christmas special with Drax and he's laughing, but the police cops are shooting at him. Oh, it tickles. Yeah, like that, just like that. Whitetail, Katabow, false video, yeah. So those are our spiders. Our wildlife are pretty friendly. Some of them look gnarly. So we've got an insect called the weta, and that thing looks gnarly. It's got like thorns and things sticking out of it. But from what I've heard, they're pretty docile, pretty chill animals, like most of the things we have here. Last political question. Oh no. The Māoris doing a haka during that government meeting. Don't know what government meeting. But it is... So in the Māori culture, a haka is usually done as a challenge between two tribes. This is from way back. Or I suppose two opposing groups. And most people would know of the haka through the All Blacks, which is our national rugby team. And they perform a haka to the opposing team. So Australia usually, South Africa, others. And it's pretty exciting. It doesn't always guarantee that they're going to win. I suppose it'll get get you fired up and such. But they've done hakas all sorts of types of events. I've seen them done during a graduation. So a family of the person who was graduating, they would perform a haka to the person who is graduating. So there's all sorts of occasions hakas have been performed. For anything to do with the government, though, that's usually a little spicier. On 80% battery now for the Ultra, so I'm going to unplug it. That way it's a little more free. And what do we have here? 61% battery for the Anker. 9 hours remaining. 9.5 hours remaining. So it is just charging the Belabox. Try and tidy out my cables a little bit. Let's see. Oh, of course. Oh yeah, Once Were Warriors. Yeah, definitely. I don't think there's any Māori or any Kiwi or anyone that hasn't seen it. It's like a movie you definitely have to watch. Especially love the opening scene. They show a very stereotypical image of what you would think of New Zealand. Very green, very picturesque, and it zooms out of a billboard, and then you can see like an urban part of I think Auckland. So yeah. Maple Glades. I popped in a little bit into your stream today because it was just before I was going to go live. And I said, oh, I'll have a quick nosy at your stream. So I was lurky. The quality was looking real nice, and the audio and the video like real top notch. So I can never remember your RTMP into the Belabox or USB-C, UC mode on a DJi. Well, today I've changed it up because I am doing a test of what I will be taking with me to a pop culture event this weekend called Armageddon Expo. It's the biggest one for New Zealand, and I was thinking the way that I had been using my gear, the mic mini receiver transmitter directly into the Action 4, so that's one wireless signal. I have noticed some audio glitching with my streams, so I was thinking there's one part. Also, when I would go RTMP from the Action 4 into my iPhone, it was going through my S23 Ultra, from the Action 4 through the S23 Ultra, and then into the iPhone. So there's a number of places where my video and my audio need to go from the Action 4 to the iPhone. And I think in a big convention like this weekend, one of those things is going to play out. And over the last couple of weeks, months I've been doing this, it's kind of hard to tell which is the culprit and what thing to work on. So rather, I'm just going to simplify things. And today I'm using the Action 4 connected to the Belabox via USB-C. So we're using USB-C UVC mode. So that's one less thing, no RTMP, which is wireless. So we're going to have a very stable connection, go from the Action camera into the Belabox. And then we have, we've got an Ethernet cable from the Belabox to the Nighthawk M2, which is in here. So a stable connection. We have the receiver from the DJi mic mini plugged into the Belabox. So this transmitter is going to the receiver that's plugged into the Belabox. So that connection I think is better than the one going from the transmitter to the Action 4. Because the range I've found is quite limited. I've gone 5-10 meters and then noticed some crackling, some audio issues. Whereas the range with the transmitter and receiver is up to, I feel it's 300 or 400 meters. So it's going to do a little bit better than direct from transmitter to Action 4. Yeah, so this combo of things I think is going to be better for a big convention like this one over the weekend. So less parts to go wrong. I'm also got the mobile hotspot turned on the S23 Ultra. So that going into the Belabox via the Wi-Fi adapter in the Belabox. And we've got the Nighthawk plugged directly to the Belabox. So I'm thinking this combo is going to work great, or probably be the best thing for Armageddon Expo. But I'm still happy for my streams around the city, most of the things I do, to use Moblin. So it'll be kind of like a depend on the situation thing, which one I'll use. Yeah. Unfortunately, there isn't much I can test in the city with this setup, because I can't, against what I would expect at Armageddon Expo. Like thousands of people with mobile phones and stuff to interfere with the signal, that kind of thing, Yeah, so I think I could step away from the gear like quite far compared to the usual setup. So if I kept all this together, but just the transmitter stepped away from it, I think would still be okay. Let's see, just looking for any dodgy folks. Even though we don't really get much we don't get any shootings or like serious issues in the city, not really. If someone sees some gear sitting around, might go for it. And I'm also super paranoid. Oh, hold on. So I am going to. Oh good, Maple Cage. Let's see, is the receiver and the USB input of the Belabox? Yes, I'm doing that. And you can offset the audio to whatever works best latency-wise if necessary. I don't think I needed to, unless it's using the settings from before. Because when I was testing at home... Hello? 1, 2, 1, 2. Mic check 1, 2. Yeah, when I was checking at home, it was fine. Well, it looked okay. Yeah, sweet ass Maple Glades. Got home quite dusty. We'll chat if I can. Sweet ass. So Armageddon is on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So tomorrow will be the busiest day, but I'm going to Sunday. That's the day I'm going. I've already bought a ticket, so I'll be able to go through faster. I don't have to queue up. I'm going to sit on 2 of the sessions, and then I'll stream after. And I'll take you guys through all the stalls and things. Have a nosy at some of the cosplay, but not really my thing for this year. I don't think I can take my camera with me. That won't fit in here. So where I put my camera is usually in the same spot that I have the Belabox. So it would normally go in there, and then the Action 4 would need to sit on top of that, and the tripod on top of that. So the bag's pretty full. Alright, let's do a distance test of our microphone. Okay. Oh, I know. I could put this down and I'll use the e-scooter to zip away. That way I can chase after anyone. With the e-scooter. Now we're probably going to lose a connection. I've got to take this with me because I need to be able to hear the TTS. So we are bonded with the Ultra, so we'll just be using the Nighthawk. Oh, hold on, let me check. Nighthawk. It hasn't really gone back up again. We're still around 1,000 kilobits for our bitrate. Oh, my maximum bitrate has dropped. What the? Why did my maximum bitrate go down? I was all the way to the lowest value. I don't think I tapped on it by mistake. Now it's slowly going back up again, so we're up to like 6,000, 7,000. Cool, bro. What the? 9,000? Okay, that's better. 7,000. Alright, so I'm going to swipe away from that tab. Don't want to accidentally tap it again. So we'll switch to the Twitch tab, which has the preview, and I'm not accidentally tapping buttons. I guess that's one thing I like about Moblin, was when I use a predefined message, there's a couple of taps you need to do that. So it prevents accidental taps. Alright, let's take a photo of this gear. Another one, because our other ones would have disappeared on us. So we'll go, yeah, let's see, photo. Okay, so there's a photo, and then I might re-upload. No, wait. Today's first photo. Okay, so I got our sling bag, Action 4, USB cable plugged into the Belabox, which is in the sling bag. Got the Nighthawk in there, so I got everything in there. I am going to kind of point those out that way, then using the e-scooter I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and then I'll come back. And now I've got the e-scooter to chase after anyone if I see someone looking a bit dodgy, looking a bit sus, running off with my gear. Won't happen, right? Won't happen. Safe, good old safe New Zealand. Okay, guys, ready? Right, looking for some sus fellas. How about seagulls? Seagulls can't run after it. They can't pick up my gear, surely. Alright. Looking out, looking out. How about that group over there? Are they looking a bit sus? Maybe. Alright, let's try it. Okay, so this is already quite far. I wouldn't normally go this far away from the gear. Yeah, I think we're okay. Just turned up the volume. Alright, I'm going to try a bit further. Okay, even further. Looking. Oh, guy looks a bit sus. Yeah, got my eye on you. I'm going to be doing the loudest oi. I see anyone sort of looking extra sus. Come on, you, and you. These guys, they look a bit sus. Yeah, her, she looks a bit sus as well. This little kid, looking sus too. Alright, I'm going to try all the way back to the south side. Back to the camera. Oh yeah. So my back was to the camera. It did cut out a little bit. All the way other side of Altea, basically. Gonna slowly go back towards it. Yeah, I know we won't get anywhere near that far from the gear if I was using the mic mini transmitter directly into the Action 4. So coming back, yeah, line of sight, fine. Huh. What do you reckon? I think I can change the settings on here. So the exposure was, I think, -1, which is fine when I started the stream, but yeah, way too low, especially for now. 7 o'clock. How do I go back? There we go. So that should actually be running a command when I type in that letter. I have to check that code. Or I just type in a different letter. So what is happening? So when I send a message out of StreamerBot, not StreamerBot, when I type a message out of StreamBuddy, it's actually sending it twice, one to Twitch and also to Kick. So it's actually running the command on both platforms when I do that. But with Moblin Chat, I can choose which platform I'm sending a message to, or I can send it to both. So it gives me that option: Twitch or Kick or both. Yeah. So I mean, either I could turn off the commands for maybe one of those platforms on the StreamerBot side, or yeah, it involves modifying what I've already got there, and not in the best way. So it's too bad I can't, with the connections, choose which platform I send messages to there, rather than just doing a blanket send. Unless you can already do that. So connections. Okay, so for StreamerBot connections, you can choose the active channel, you can choose the alt account, and that's on Twitch and Kick. Link video stats. Don't know what that is. Settings, chat appearance, chat highlights. Oh, okay. Show follows. Show bids, incoming raids, redemption announcements. Show button to set up nickname for the user to text to speech. I don't think it can. I can't see it in here for a stream buddy. Alright, we'll leave it for now. And channel hold on. Does it? I don't think it plays emote as a text. So let me try. Oh, so when I sent that message, it actually also sent it to my kick. And my message was the emotes. Oh, okay. Yeah, I want to be able to do that. Turn off sending messages to the kick. I don't want it sending it to both unless I want to be able to choose the platform I'm sending the messages to, and I don't think you can do that. Like Moblin. Tabs, streamboard. Okay, interesting. So, what is the command? So it is. No, I forgot what the command is. That's the real good thing with predefined messages in Moblin chat. You can see what they all are. You don't have to try and remember them. Let's have a look. So our bitrate 9000, level 9000. Our Belabox temperature is 51 degrees, so it's been pretty consistent around. I think we started 42. Yeah, 49, 51 currently. What the? 11,000. Alright, go for another ride on the scooter. So far, we're pretty happy with the setup. I think I might have to keep the action for on 0. Let's see, exposure, auto. I've got on EV of 0. ISO is 100 to 6400, so that's what we're using. Auto white balance, horizon balancing. I think when I use RTMP mode, I don't know if I can change the exposure. I think it may be locked. Don't remember being able to change it. We're nearing the end of the stream today. Going for how long? Yeah, 3 something hours. I don't think we've had the Belabox shut off on us. You know, we've been sitting down, sitting up, and all sorts where you would think it would turn off. So I think the cables I'm using, they're all U-green. They have a snug connection there on the ports. Whereas some of the older cables I use are quite loose, you know, loosey-goosey. Okay. Quite a bit of a breeze here. Bit of a breeze. Quick actions. Okay, alright. Now, let's see if one other thing that I've been working on is going to work this time. So, let's see. I go to quick actions inside of Stream Buddy. Actually, I need to exit, go back further. No. How do I refresh a tab? Anyway, you can look at whatever quick actions you've got set up for Twitch. I have one for raiding a channel. I'm having a look to see who I'm following that is doing IRL. So that quick shout out to R&B Super Club. We've got Secret Garden, Island Vibes, so all the channels are up. Kuma Monster, got huge numbers in history. Trying to remind me, he's in Osaka, Japan. Yeah, I think he's doing okay. Mostly Peddler, he does city deliveries over in Brisbane. Thank you for the links. Got Instagram, got Discord there, folks, if you wanted to check out the other platforms. Thank you, my bro. So I think let's try this, see if it's going to work. It looks like Mozzy's just started. So I'm going to tap on history. It's going to show preview, and no, I don't think it's even working anymore. What's it down here? Start? Oh, maybe that's it there. What's he up to? Mozzy. I think it's just starting. Just getting a cycle out. Okay, let's try it. Start raid. Tap that button. Okay, yeah. Gonna let it do its thing. Thank you guys for tuning into the live today, testing out the Belabox for Armageddon Expo. Tune in for the live stream, keep your notifications turned on, leave a tab open, that might help. Notifications, they never work anyway. I want to thank the bro DJ in this. Good to hear from you again. I have not been able to tune into your live stream, so shame on me. So I'll tune into your next one. Yeah, we'll catch up. Try and keep the IRL setup working and stuff. Yeah, cheers, my bro. Cheers. I see it's been a good one. Quite a long one. But yeah, Armageddon Expo should be good. And hoping that this setup's going to be pretty sweet for everything too. Okay, well, thank you everyone. Didn't we have a... Yeah, we had a couple of... I think we had a Prime sub earlier. I don't have that info on me, so I want to thank whoever did the Prime sub. Sorry, I'll have to mention details there. But yeah, take care everyone. Hope to see you in the next stream. Okay, catch you later.